Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday. It's been that kind of week. It is Wednesday, March 20th, and the spring market is rocking and rolling out there. There are multiple offers, and we are starting to see, unfortunately, in my belief, the underlisted property, the 199, woo, to get attention. And unfortunately, that is starting to happen again. In a way, I don't think that'll ever go away. You have to do what's in the best interest of your client, and getting the most eyes on the property is in their best interest. So I don't think that trend or that marketing tactic will ever go away, unfortunately. But in bigger news today, I want to discuss something that happened in the United States, which usually means if it happens down south, it's coming here eventually, probably in the next couple of years. NARS, which is the National Association of Realtors, engaged in a settlement with the courts regarding commission. So there's been a big lawsuit down there. I've talked about it a little here and there. If you want to know more details, you can DM me. But basically, NARS settled for $412 million and agreed to decouple commissions on the MLS. So what that means is in the United States now is that on the MLS, when you publicly list your house, that there will be a seller commission and the broker commission will not be advertised. And that the buyer will now, because it's uncoupled, the buyer will have to pay the commission to their agent. So as it stands now, because it still has to go through the courts, is that the seller doles out commissions for the listing agent and the cooperating agent, which is the buyer's agent. And they kind of bake that into the price because they know they're going to have to pay that out. And what this is saying now is that the listing agent, the seller doesn't have to pay that out unless they want to, or they don't have to advertise it that they're paying it out. And so that means the burden of that commission will now fall on the buyers in the United States. So they're already talking about ways to help buyers absorb that. Most likely it'll be wrapped up into financing, into the buyer's mortgage is what will most likely happen. But it's caused a big paradigm shift down there because obviously, people want to get paid for their work. And when you work with buyers, it tends to be a bit of a longer process, right? You've got to find the right house, you've got to get pre-approved, inventory, things like that. And so it's going to be interesting to see how it pans out. Now, we just went through Tressa here, which makes us more transparent. So there's that to factor in. But I'm just giving you the heads up because you're paying a buyer's agent, regardless of whether you're paying them directly or through the seller. That doesn't change. We all want to get paid for our work, It's more of how and seeing the value in what realtors do. And one of the reasons I want to bring that up today is because spring market, there's a lot of people out there who say they are, buying houses. They're looking at houses. And I want to address that. Like, what does looking at houses mean? Are you doing showings? Are you getting your documentation together? Are you pre-approved? Are you just browsing occasionally with a glass of wine? Are you talking to somebody? Have you taken steps, or is it just something you're looking at doing like down the line? And so wherever you are in that process, that's where a buyer's agent would help you. And the first step in that process after the drinking wine and looking at houses is pre-approval, which is getting together with a mortgage agent or a mortgage broker and getting your documentation together and finding out really what your price point is and what your financial situation is and what can you buy or can't buy. And that is really the pre-step to determining your needs and where you'll look. So I think there's a lot of people out there now who are, I'm looking and I'm just waiting for rates to drop, but be ready. Like, this market moves fast and it's intense and it's the spring market and there's not lots of inventory. And the best thing you can do for yourself is be prepared. Like, be pre-approved. Start getting your documents together. It's tax season. You're going through them anyways, or at least you should be. And can you tell what I've been avoiding doing? So get yourself in line with the process. Figure out where you are. Be honest with yourself about where that is and what next action you want to take, what you feel comfortable taking. Maybe that's just us getting together for a coffee and kind of going through what your needs are and what your financial situation is, and or what it could be in the future. And just knowledge is power. So the more you know about where you are, the better you are to get where you're going. And so I think that wraps up with NARS is to have the value in yourself, to know what you're doing, and have the value in who you're working with, and to get that process going. So I'll give you more information on NARS as it comes available. I think it's just got to go through the courts. There's a lot of murmuring down there. We shall see. Anyways, so get your pre-approval done. Call me. Let's have coffee. Let's discuss where you are. And multiple offers are not a thing to be afraid of. We discussed that at length here. Like, this is just the nature of the market. There's going to be other people looking at houses besides you. Put your best foot forward. And that is the best thing you can do for yourself. Okay? We will see you next week. Have a great week, guys.